So I found myself almost 2 years after my injury, there sitting on the couch watching Netflix to try and distract myself from the never-ending pain.
Peter is the Amazon #1 best-selling author of the inspiring book Only When I Step on It, which is about his healing journey on the Appalachian Trail.
A hurdle I faced as a leader was figuring out how to deal with chronic pain. I really should have listened to my wife. My name is Peter Conti, and I shattered my hip and dislocated my femur in a motorcycle racing accident. The doctors were working on me in the hospital when they made a terrible mistake by crushing the nerve in my leg, which meant I was in horrible pain. The worst part was the pain didn't get any better over time. One day after another, it continued to hurt like the dickens. It was hard for me to get any help because, you see, I was looking for a solution that was impossible. I, just like millions of other Americans who struggle with chronic pain, I wanted all of the pain to go away immediately. I went to dozens of different doctors and tried everything from opioids to electronic gizmos, acupuncture, and more, but nothing seemed to make much of any difference. While most injuries can get better quickly, some of us can get into a never-ending pain loop. It's called chronic regional pain syndrome, or CRPS. You see, CRPS is a persistent, severe pain in a specific part of the body, often triggered by an injury or trauma. In my case, it was my foot and leg that was killing me, so I found myself almost 2 years after my injury, there sitting on the couch watching Netflix to try and distract myself from the never-ending pain. So how did I overcome this? Well, it's a long story, but I'll summarize it here for you with 3 key points. Number 1, I had to accept full responsibility myself and stop wanting someone else to fix my problems for me. Number 2, I had to discover that sometimes overcoming a huge problem like this requires taking tiny little baby steps at first. Instead of getting rid of all the pain, I began looking for ways that I could make things 1% or even 2% better. At least I was headed in the right direction. And number 3, I made a ridiculous challenge. I decided that if I could hike the 2,200-mile-long Appalachian Trail, then my leg would have to be healed. So that's what I did. 3 weeks later, I took a train down to Georgia and started hiking north from the top of Springer Mountain. I only made it a total of 2.5 miles the first day, and then I went from there. It turned out to be quite the adventure with plenty of mishaps, including the time that 15 medics came to rescue me at Deep Gap Shelter one night. I tried to make it using brute force and pushed myself so hard that I got to a point where I couldn't go any further. So I came home, rested up, lost some weight, and built my strength back up. I got creative and wrote out an entire list of ideas on how to nurture myself so that I could complete my adventure and make it all the way to Maine on the Appalachian Trail. And then I headed back out to the trail. I learned that anything is possible, but that you can't force success. Instead, I had to find a way to gently yet persistently make progress while trusting that over time I'd be able to heal my body and soul. The result is an inspiring book called Only When I Step on It.
If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to find more inspiring information about entrepreneurs around the world doing incredible things, make your way to enterprisezone.cc.